When you spend nearly 4 decades playing one character, fame becomes both a blessing and a burden. Anthony Geary, the actor known for portraying Luke Spencer on General Hospital, understands this better than most. For 37 years, he brought to life a character who became a household name and a cultural phenomenon. The iconic wedding of Luke and Laura captivated millions, turning daytime drama into a shared national moment. Yet behind the charisma and intensity of Luke Spencer was a man who often felt trapped by his own success. Anthony never chased fame. In fact, he often avoided it. Interviews, parties, and red carpet events made him uncomfortable, and the public identity of Luke Spencer began to overshadow his own. The name opened doors, but it also confined him to a version of himself he never chose, turning admiration into a kind of prison. A quiet start in Coville. Anthony Geary was born in 1947 in Coville, Utah, a small town so modest that many visitors didn't even realize they'd arrived. The quiet streets and simple lifestyle shaped him early on, teaching the value of hard work and humility. Raised in a devout Mormon household, Anthony grew up with strict moral expectations and a strong sense of discipline. His father, Russell Dean Geary, built a construction business from the ground up, showing Anthony the importance of dedication and effort. His mother, Dana, was the emotional heart of the family, teaching him empathy and patience, qualities that would later become essential to his acting. Even as a child, Anthony approached films differently than his peers. He studied them, taking notes on directors, actors, and character choices, and he gravitated toward complex, conflicted roles rather than simple heroes. Despite having no family ties to acting, he felt an undeniable pull towards storytelling, practicing scenes alone in his room and shaping characters as if he were living inside them. Discovering his calling. At North Summit High School, Anthony's talent began to shine. While he struggled with subjects like math and science, the stage was where he excelled. He was often chosen for lead roles because of his natural presence and commitment. A drama scholarship to the University of Utah marked a turning point, giving him the chance to leave small-town life and pursue a future in acting. At university, his dedication only grew, and he became known for his ability to explore emotional depth in every role he played, the theater that forged him. Anthony's career began on stage, a training ground that demands discipline and emotional honesty. Theater offers no second chances, and Anthony thrived under that pressure. His work earned him the prestigious Presidential Award Scholarship for Drama at the University of Utah, confirming he had chosen the right path. The defining moment came when Oscar-winning actor Jack Albertson visited the university. Anthony was cast in Subject Was Roses, and after the final performance, Albertson offered him a chance to tour professionally. It was the opportunity Anthony had been waiting for, an invitation to leave Utah behind and step into the broader world of performance. He accepted without hesitation, ready to build a life around his passion. The road to television touring eventually brought Anthony to Los Angeles, where he began performing in live theater and gradually moved into television. He appeared in shows like Room 222, The Streets of San Francisco, and The $6 Million Man, bringing depth and authenticity to every role. In 1971, he played Roger on All in the Family, one of the earliest sensitive portrayals of a gay character on American TV. Rather than exaggerating or mocking the role, Anthony played Roger as a real person, showing honesty and respect in a groundbreaking performance. Around the same time, he joined the soap opera Bright Promise, which would later lead him to the role that defined his life. Meeting the visionary producer Gloria Monty, a visionary producer, recognized Anthony's potential. She valued emotional truth over superficial perfection and sought actors who could convey complexity rather than charm alone. Monty remembered his performance on All in the Family and believed he could bring something powerful to daytime television. When she took over General Hospital, she created the character of Luke Spencer specifically for Anthony, setting the stage for a new kind of anti-hero. Luke Spencer is born. Anthony joined General Hospital in 1978 with a contract for just 13 weeks. Luke Spencer was meant to be a minor character, but Anthony's portrayal transformed him into a central figure. Luke was flawed, troubled, and often dark, but Anthony brought humanity to the role. He didn't sugarcoat Luke's flaws or pretend they didn't exist. Instead, he portrayed the character's struggle with violence, guilt, and redemption in a way that felt real. Viewers connected with him not because he was perfect, but because he was human. The wedding that changed. The wedding that changed television. The 1981 wedding of Luke and Laura became a cultural event, watched by more than 30 million people. It wasn't just a soap opera moment, it was a shared experience that reached far beyond daytime TV. Luke Spencer became a household name, and Anthony's portrayal helped reshape how male characters could be written on television. He proved that audiences could care about complex, imperfect characters if they were portrayed with honesty and emotional depth. Awards and the cost of fame. Anthony Geary won 8 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actor, a record in the genre, reflecting his dedication and mastery over nearly 40 years. By the time he left General Hospital in 2015, he had appeared in over 1,200 episodes, leaving behind a legacy few actors ever achieve. But the role also confined him. Anthony often expressed frustration that Luke Spencer had become his public identity, making it difficult for him to pursue other roles. The industry and fans struggled to separate the actor from the character, and that tension followed him throughout his career. Choosing privacy in a public world, despite his fame, Anthony remained intensely private. While many celebrities shared their personal lives publicly, Anthony kept his relationships and daily life out of the spotlight. For years, fans speculated about his personal life, but he stayed silent, valuing peace over public curiosity. In 2025, his partner Claudio Gama shared a post commemorating their 6th wedding anniversary, quietly revealing a life away from fame. Anthony lived in Amsterdam with Claudio, embracing a quiet home life centered on love, literature, and simple pleasures, relationships, and respect. Anthony's relationship with Jeannie Francis, who played Laura, was professional and respectful rather than romantic. While fans assumed they were inseparable off-screen, Anthony's natural reserve shaped their interactions. They disagreed privately on sensitive storylines, but always handled their work with professionalism. It was only after leaving the show that they developed a quiet, mutual respect for one another, acknowledging the shared history they created. The physical toll of a long career. In later years, Anthony faced serious physical challenges, including a back injury that made performing difficult. Surgery and rehab became part of his routine, and the demands of the role eventually took a toll on his body and spirit. He chose to leave the show not out of disinterest, but because he needed to reclaim his life. Stepping away quietly allowed him to preserve the integrity of the character while prioritizing his own well-being. A new life in Amsterdam. Today, Anthony lives a peaceful life with Claudio in Amsterdam. He spends his days reading, writing, cooking, and enjoying quiet moments with his cat, Max. Away from cameras and public expectation, he lives authentically and peacefully, free from the constant pressure of fame. His life now reflects the choices he made for decades, to prioritize truth, simplicity, and personal fulfillment. A legacy beyond the screen. Anthony Geary's impact on television is undeniable. He changed the way male characters were written in daytime drama, introducing complexity and emotional depth that had previously been rare. Luke Spencer became a template for anti-heroes, influencing characters across entertainment. But beyond awards and recognition, Anthony's true legacy is his courage to define his own life. He proved that success is not measured by visibility, but by the integrity to live honestly and on one's own terms. A quiet triumph, Anthony Geary's story is one of resilience and quiet strength. He gave nearly 50 years to an iconic role and transformed Luke Spencer into a symbol of humanity and complexity. Yet he never let the character consume his entire identity. By stepping away and choosing a life of privacy and peace, he showed a rare form of success, the ability to prioritize personal truth over public expectation. Conclusion: living on his own terms. For those who remember Luke Spencer and Laura, the memories remain vivid. But now there is a deeper understanding of the man behind the character. Anthony Geary's journey reminds us that every public persona has a private life, full of choices, struggles, and unseen moments. His story encourages us to reflect on what truly matters: the courage to pursue passion, the integrity to live honestly, and the wisdom to know when it's time to step away. In a world that often equates fame with success, Anthony's life stands as a powerful reminder that true achievement is living fully and authentically, on your own terms.